this is Ron Woody, Roane County Executive, and we're here today honoring another treasurer. It is November the 24th, 2020, and this is the Roane Treasurers where each year we get together people in our community who have contributed a lot to what Roane County is today. We kind of pause out of our busy life to remember Roane County's history. As we honor this year, I think it's 6 or 7 we're honoring this year, people who made Roane County what it is today. The program was started, Roane Treasurer, in 2007 to honor individuals who made significant contributions to Roane County for their dedicated service to public, private, and/or charitable organizations. Roane County was established on November the 6th, 1801. Thereby it is fitting that we try to have this program near the 1st of November each year. Generally, we have all of our treasurers together for the celebration. It's a time that allows us to tell stories. What we see a lot of times, the treasurers, they'll get up, they'll be anywhere from 6 to 8 up here, and by the time, sorry Wayne, a good friend, by the time you get some of our ages, even in my age, it's hard of hearing sometimes, but they'll start telling stories about themselves up here, and the program kind of always goes off the rail a little bit. But they have an enjoyable time together, and we have an enjoyable time listening to their stories and sharing stories about them. This year, due to the COVID virus, we are having the individuals come with their immediate families in some cases to say thank you, and it's on an individual basis. So something good kind of has come out of COVID from our normal presentations, because this is the first year we have video recorded our treasurers. So there'll be a YouTube video. Amber's helped us a whole lot. Kenny's behind the camera, but today or tomorrow this video will be uploaded to a YouTube channel. It's titled Roane Treasurers. We already have 4 or 5 loaded up, I guess, already, so you can go back and see the ones we've already honored this year. This program has several names throughout the year. It was Roane Living Treasurers, Roane Founders Day, but now we just call it Roane Treasurers. The program was loosely established based on accomplishments and age of individuals who were selected by commissioners from each district. In this district, we're using this honor is to the 4th District, Shannon Hester and Stanley Moore are the commissioners that nominated you, Wayne, and so you can thank them. The criteria is generally age 70 plus, with our golden treasurers being 90. And these guidelines have been followed with minor exceptions throughout the year. We generally honor 6 to 9 treasurers each year. But if you're seeing this video and you think of a treasurer in your community, because what we find out is each year as we get this program together, we think, oh, I think of someone else. I thought of someone. It's a neighbor, it's a friend, it could be a family member. And if you'll call the county executive's office, and we'll take that name, put it in our treasurer's notebook, and then about July or August of each year, we'll get with the county commissioners in each representative district and say, hey, here's a consideration if you don't have one. So anytime, give us a call if you have. You know, so each year we basically look at all of our treasurers and we say, okay, what are the characteristics? What have they done? Here's just a little bit of the treasurers this year. We've had 2 in the Army. One has been in Korea. One was in World War II. We have someone in the Navy for 20 years. Also a Navy person in World War II, someone from the U.S. Army, even a Marine. Contributions have been anywhere from a Hands of Mercy, the Habitat for Humanities. We had 1 or 2 that served in missionary work as they rebuilt after Hurricane Katrina and rebuilding homes and churches. We have members that served on utility boards, banks, and again, coaches, craftsmen, football, softball coaches, you name it, they all have been treasurers in Roane County. Baptist faith, Presbyterians, people, members of Masonic lodges, Sunday school teachers, people who've had jobs as lawyers. We had a county attorney who was also a county judge this year, and folks that worked up at the Department of Energy facilities for decades. We always say what are some of the unique things that individuals have done, and Wayne Waldroup is here today, and we've shared this on every one of them. We had a candidate, and it is Wayne, who worked on President Nixon's helicopter. So that's pretty unique. And again, we've had individuals that will have a lot of characteristics and traits and service to our community. So at this time, it is Wayne Waldroup. Wayne is from the South of the River District Forward. Wayne, we're glad to have you here. Stanley Moore and Shannon Hester, I think you're going to say a few kind words, and you may share a few stories about Wayne, and Wayne will give you opportunity to share a little bit about your life if you so choose. So Stanley, if you would. Stanley's coming up. On the first floor of the courthouse, we have a plaque that all of our treasurers, so we've tracked, so this plaque has been, their names have been added since 2007, and we'll have this posted on the first floor of the courthouse. And after Stanley, you and Shannon get finished, we'll present a plaque and a certificate to Wayne also.
Wayne, we've got your name already on that. So I'm Stanley Moore. I'm one of the county commissioners from Commission District 7, District 4 of Roane County, but myself and Shannon Hester, and very glad to be here in honor of Wayne today. I've known him all my life. I've known his family ever since I rode a school bus, I guess. So his brothers, had a large family of brothers that I knew. So I'll give you a little about his background, just a little bit that we've got on his bio, and I'll speak to a couple of things. Wayne's been a great booster for the Midway High School football program, basketball, cheerleading, and whatever. So I'll go into a little bit of that after that. So Wayne Waldroup was born November the 5th, 1939 in Maryville, Tennessee, to William Thomas and Mary Josephine Waldroup. Wayne has one daughter and one granddaughter. Wayne graduated from Midway High School in 1958. He attended Roane State Community College for a year until he joined the Navy. Wayne served 20 years and was a chief petty officer in the U.S. Navy, being employed all over the world, riding that boat around, I guess. So he worked on President Nixon as Executive Woody already said, worked on his helicopter while he was stationed in the Philippines. So after his time, when he retired and came back home, he started working at K-25 as an electrician. And he was employed for 3 years there, and after a time at 25, he moved to Y-12, where he spent 25 years until retirement. So he enjoys spending his time in the woodworking shop, which is phenomenal. I've been there, and I stand in awe at the stuff that I see in there and ask him questions. So he's quite the craftsman, and it's not like my tool room either. I can tell you, this profession is great. He makes some beautiful pens and pencils, and he raffles them off in support for Midway cheerleading and so forth. Makes boxes, we call them memory boxes. I think most of the people down there call them this magic workshop down there. From what I understand, it just magically appears. So it's great, fantastic work that he does down in his shop down there, and it's something to walk through it. And he allowed me the opportunity here a month or so ago to come down and look at it. And I fell in love with it and trying to find me a place to do the same. But it's just amazing to see what he does with the work that he does. As I said, he's a very active supporter of Midway athletics. He was inducted into the Midway High School Hall of Fame in 2017. He was also on the first football team that was established at Midway High School, and his daughter was on the first softball team and hit the first home run that was hit by the softball team at Midway. So he's got a couple of, several firsts there about being with the school. One of the things that Wayne would like to pass along, and one of the things that he said just be kind to people. It doesn't take a lot of effort just to stay humble. So Wayne's a good man. He's a good pillar of the community. Everybody knows him. You can go across that bridge down there and ask anybody who it is, and they'll tell you Wayne. And he showed me some of the pens and pencils, and I just thought they were made somewhere in a foreign land that was all beautiful. But he makes pens that would be unequaled by some of the things you see in these high-dollar stores for the pairs of pens, I guess, that you buy them or whatever. I just couldn't believe it when I saw them. And he puts the clips on those pens goes with the charity, or if he's doing softball or whatever, he puts a ball bat on those and things. So it's a wonderful thing to see those. He makes them all in his shop. So very glad to ask Wayne if he would be willing to accept this, and I'm glad to do that, to honor him today, because he is one of Rome County's treasures, in my opinion. Thank you. Shannon?
Wayne, when I called you, I was hoping that you were 70 years old. I said to be nominated for that, so it tells how poor I can guess age. He goes, yeah, I'm 70, so.
I ain't 70, I'm 81.
Yeah. you met the criteria. Wayne, the first time I'd ever even heard Wayne's name, after moving back home and stuff, I was sitting there at a ball game, and the cheerleaders were auctioning off a box to raise money for the cheerleading funds. And there's no telling how much funds he's raised through his charitable work, and it's given. But it's also a challenge. I wanted to make Wayne something, and when you make something for a woodworker of Wayne's nature and style, because if you've never seen any of his work, it far exceeds the quality that I've been able to work with. So, but Wayne, I did take it, not that you need it, but I made you a walking staff and twisted it up and everything, and it's got ash and purple heart at the top for the handle. It's solid. You can hit a barrel with it.
I'd rather not.
But it's got the armor coin in the top. It says the whole armor of God. Scripture in the top of it as well. But it's durable, and I thank you for taking this on. I appreciate this.
Well, I appreciate it.
What kind of wood is it?
E-pay. Have you ever heard of e-pay?
No.
There's no woodpeckers live where it grows, because it's the third hardest wood in the world. So it's extremely dense.
It ought to last then.
Yeah, I don't think it'll float though.
So Wayne, we do appreciate you accepting this honor. I want to say personally, thank you for your service to our country. It's so important as we have veterans that serve our country. They come back to our communities and they serve in our communities. And that's what makes us probably a unique country, a unique place in the hearts of Rome County. Would you like to share anything with us there, Wayne? I thought, Shannon, you were talking, or Stanley, I guess you were. I was wondering if he was, I thought he was on the first football team. So what year was it?
1954.
1954.
Me and two of my brothers were on the team. They were seniors and I was freshmen.
Probably it was the most successful team at that time, wasn't it?
Well,
I don't know how many you won, but it had to be the most successful to get. That's exactly right.
At that time, there was about 6 or 7 of us on the team that had ever seen a football game, much less played in a football game. So you imagine what we went through, what the coach went through, starting not even from scratch. I mean, can you imagine somebody that's never seen a football game to teach them a football game? Lade Gregory was our coach. He was the band. Lade Gregory.
Lade Gregory.
Mm-hmm. He went to Von Orr after he left us and retired from there. And the field up there is named after him.
Did you have him for 4 years there as a
No,
coach?
he was only there 1 year.
And who came next? Wasn't it
Eberhard.
Eberhard, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, you're probably a historian of Roane County. When did the gigantic scoreboard come to the football field? Because there's been a lot of history about it.
The scoreboard was after I left, and my daddy wired it in.
Do you remember how we got it?
No,
I mean,
it was a used scoreboard. I know that.
I had heard that it was supposed to be shipped to some college, and it got misshipped. And when it came
It
down,
was something like that. It wasn't
that's the history, because it was one of the scoreboards. You remember how big it was, and it basically said the ball's on this yard line, and it's 4th and
It was
1,
that big.
and it was a huge scoreboard. But that's neither here nor there. I thought since you were here, we'd ask you if you knew the history of that one. So,
Well, I was gone when it was done, but I know Daddy wired it in. Daddy also wired the first lights, climbed the poles and wired the lights. And I helped wire the second bunch of lights.
okay.
Right after I retired. It's-
Anything you'd like to share with the community, or any of your family and friends that may be seeing this?
Well, one thing he was talking about my workshop being called the Magic Workshop.
You Santa Claus south the river, is that what it is?
No, what it is, people would ask me how I did a certain thing, making a box or something, and I would try and tell them, and they wouldn't understand it anyway, so I just started saying it's magic. And it really started being my magic workshop when I started sponsoring a little girls softball team. And that's what Barry Naramore had put on the back of their shirts, Wayne's Magic Workshop. And it's really gone from there. And in fact, your daughter has one of my boxes that's made from your daddy's wood.
Oh, well, I did not know that. I didn't
Cherry
know.
box she's got
Okay.
is made from your daddy's wood.
Well, thank you.
They are nice. I didn't mention the boxes, but they're equally as beautiful as those pens that he makes. I'm standing amazed to watch them.
I just brought him a box to give to his
Oldest sister.
Sister.
My mother's firstborn child.
yeah.
She doesn't want to get called Elvin.
Well, we went to school together, so I
Yeah.
could send her a box. But anyway, people ask me a lot of times why I don't sell this stuff. If you could see the look on these kids' faces when I give this stuff to them, I mean, it's just unreal. We were sitting down at the Junction in the restaurant one morning, and this one guy that was there all the time kept asking me, why don't you sell it? Why don't you sell it? Why don't you sell it? And one of the little girl cheerleaders came in up in front, and she saw me back there, and she came back there and hugged my neck. Paul Carter was sitting there, and he told that little boy, he said, well, Wayne just got paid again for something. And I mean, I've got enough money to live on my retirement, so I get more enjoyment out of that than if I sold it.
We
And
appreciate
like I
it.
say, your daughter's got something that's completely unique. She's got a box that's made from her grandfather's wood. And I've done that to a lot of people. They'll give me some wood and I'll make them
Something.
something. Yeah.
Well, Wayne, here is a plaque, your recognition of your contributions to Roane County, and we have a certificate here for you.
Well, I appreciate it.
Thank you.